welcome back to my channel. My name is Alexandra and I like to practice Basel German. This is the dialect of Swiss German that is spoken in the canton Baselstadt where I live. And today I chose a poem which has to do with Wiggelfisch. And Wiggelfisch is sort of like an inflatable bag that you can put things into that you use when you go swimming in the Rhine, which is a very popular pastime in Basel. In the summer you will see that the river is full of people who are just jumping in the Rhine to cool off during the hot weather. So it's a really great thing that we have here in Basel, and I thought it was interesting to share a poem with you about it. So let's go ahead and start going through it. I will just direct my camera at the text and just adjust quickly here. So this one is called 20 Jahre Wiggelfisch, so it means 20 years for the Wiggelfisch. And you will see in my picture for this video what a Wiggelfisch looks like. But it's funny because the way that they did this Zettel, it's actually in the shape of a Wiggelfisch. So even though it's like a long piece of paper, they have the design that usually comes on it. So basically, let me just start from the beginning here. Yeah, let's go through it. So this one is written by Lælli, Jungi, Garde. So there's something in Fasnacht which is called Jungi Garde and Alte Garde. And the Jungi are basically the junior members of a Fasnacht clique, and the Alte Garde is the senior members of the Fasnacht clique. So these are the juniors, and they wrote this interesting Zettel. What I thought was interesting about this one is that it doesn't use any punctuation, which is odd. But it's interesting, the more of these I read as I practice my Basel German, the more sort of analysis I make about, the different levels of them. Some are easy, some are difficult to read. I'm starting with the easy ones. And yeah, some have punctuation and others don't. So let's start from the beginning. Gehst Basel im Sommer über die mittlere Brücke. Schaust auf Rhein, einmal feiern, einmal zurück. Siehst euphorisierte Völkerströme auf einer Seemeile, wo fließt so schön. So what this means is you are going to Basel in the summer over the Middle Bridge. So the Middle Bridge is the most, I guess it's the central bridge. It's like the most important one. There's the most traffic going over it in terms of trams and bicycles and people. And it's a really pretty old bridge. Schaust auf Rhein, einmal führen, einmal zurück. So you're looking at the Rhine. So Rhein is the Baseldeutsch word for Rhine. Einmal führen is once in front and once back. And you notice, you see so people in euphoria. So Völkerstrom is like a current made out of people in euphoria. So this is what you see when you look at the Rhine. And auf einer Seemeile, wo fließt so schön. Auf einer Seemeile means on a nautical mile that is flowing so beautifully. Was hat jeder dabei, wo dort anwesend ist? Ein mehr oder weniger grosser Fisch. Ja, jetzt Basel hat jeder ein daheim, ein Wickelfisch, Skulpturobjekt für groß und klein. So that means, what does everyone have who is present there? More or less big fish. And in Basel hat jeder ein daheim, so everyone has one in Basel at their home. It's a Wiggelfisch. It's a cultural object for big and small. Der Fisch gibt's jetzt schon 20 Jahre. Ohne ihn kommt sich jeder gespässig vor. In ihm drinnen wird die Züg nicht nass. Gleichzeitig macht als Schwimmhilfe Spaß. So this means this fish exists already 20 years, and without it, people look silly without it, to be honest, because you kind of need one to stay afloat on the Rhine. And inside, your things will not get wet, and at the same time, it makes it's fun. It allows you to have fun with a swimming help object, because it can be used as a floatation device, which a lot of people, this is how they use it. Wird in ganz Westeuropa verkauft, und als wie man sieht, dass auch dort gut läuft. So that means it is sold in the whole West Europe, and so more you see of them, dass auch dort gut läuft. So yeah, the more is sold in Western Europe, the more of it we see. That kind of shows that it's also going really well there in terms of sales. And erfunden von Thilo Amels als IWB-Werbegag zeigt sich an heißen Sommertag. So that means it was founded by a guy called Thilo Amels, and it used to be an IWB, it's the electrical company here, so it was kind of like an advertising gag. This is how it was developed. But yeah, it shows itself in the hot summer days. So, let's go to the next page. So, in alle Farben gibt's der Fisch, auch wenn die Welt ziemlich farblos ist. Zuerst die Corona-Pandemie und dann ein Krieg, so soll's nicht sein. So this means in all the colors there is this fish, and also when the world is kind of without a color, without colors. At the beginning was the corona pandemic, and then the war, and it shouldn't be like this. Erwachsene nehmen das einfach hin. Sie schauen nur ein bisschen stier rein. Für Bingis ist die Grauheit schädlich und sie leiden darunter kläglich. So this means, so the fish comes in different colors, even when the world is colorless. At the beginning was the corona pandemic, and then came the war, and it shouldn't be like this. The adults accept it. They just accept it. And yeah, they just look at it a little bit, I guess Stier would be not confused, but it would be kind of like blank and expressionless, that they look at all of this, what's happening. But for binkies, and binkies are kind of like small children. In the folklore, it means Kindergruppe, so yeah, a child group from a big Fasnachtzeedel. So for binkies, so for these little ones, is this kind of grayness hurtful? Yeah, it's damaging, and they are suffering under it miserably. Yeah. Sie sehen in alledem keinen Grund und fragen, ob die bessere Zeit noch kommt. Sie wollen ihre bunte Welt zurückhaben. Drum fangen wir bei der Fasnacht an. So, yeah, this means it damages the children, and they are suffering under this miserably. They they see in all of this no reason, and question if better times will come. Still, they want their colorful world, they want to have their colorful world back. Drum fangen wir mit der Fasnacht an, and this is why we begin with the Fasnacht. So as you can imagine, during the Corona times, we couldn't have Fasnacht. It was, it was cancelled basically because a lot of crowds come out during this time. A lot of tourists also come during this time because it's really special. Klassische Fasnachtsfiguren, wie man sie kennt, ein blau-orange Waggis, der durch die Strasse rennt, ein rot-goldiger Piero mit Schlägel und Trommel und ein grün-rosa Harlekin pfifft da um. So this means classical Fasnachtsfigures like we know them, blue and orange Waggis. So Waggis is like this clown-looking thing. It's a costume where the character has like a big nose and big bushy hair, and it's very, very typical to see different colored Waggis during Fasnacht. So this is what they're called. They're kind of like hooligans. They run around and they they throw confetti at everyone. So they're fun. So blau-orange Waggis are running through the streets. A red gold Piero mit Schlägel und Trommel. So Schlägel und Trommel is the sticks and drums. And during Fasnacht you will see also people dressed up like a character called Piero. And he is walking around with the sticks and the drums. And then there's a green rosa Harlekin pfifft da um. And this is a green-pink Harlequin costume. We can go through the costumes maybe in a different video. That's something I would be interested in sharing as well. So what this Harlequin is doing, he pfifft da so he's walking around and he's blowing in his flute. Statt dass man wieder geht, Bierli brauen, bringt man so ein wenig Farbe ins Graue. So this means, instead of going back to brew beer, something like this, something like the Fasnacht that was just described, the festivities. So bringt mich so, it brings me a wenig Farbe ins Graue. So it brings a little bit of color in the grayness. So I thought that was really nice. And then the next one over is actually a chance to apply to be a part of this group that wrote this poem. And I find it very interesting also in these Schnitzelbankzettel oder Fasnachtzettel. They will write, if you want to pfiffe oder Trommel, so if you want to play the flute or if you want to play with the drums, you can join our clique. And they write exactly where you can come to register yourself and try it out and get to know the people who are in it. So this is usually something you will see often on the Zettel, a chance to join the particular group. So this is it for today. And on this note, I will say goodbye. So thank you very much. Oops, let me just fix this. Oh, okay. I will get smoother the more I do this, I promise. So thank you very much for joining me on this week's episode, and I hope you enjoyed it. And